Guys, welcome to the channel. CeeChronicles is my name and I post fragrance related content on this platform. So if you're new, please consider subscribing and joining the family. And if you're returning, thank you so much for the continued support. I have another host of fragrances in front of me here featuring the note of almond. I thought to pull out some of the fragrances in my collection that are going to highlight certain notes, and I'm going to be telling you what they're doing. So we have done multiple videos. Almond in a fragrance sometimes is paired with hazelnut, sometimes with heliotrope, you know, sometimes with coffee to enhance it, to build around it and stuff, or it just wants an underlying feel of. So I'm going to be telling you what each one of the fragrances that I have here is doing to help guide you purchase them if you need them. The first one is going to be from the house of Khalaj, and this is Cafe Latte, drawing inspiration of that Mancera Amor Latte. I do not think Amor Latte lists a note of almond, but this one does. It lists a note of almond twice, right? So it does have a double dose of almond, and it also has a double dose of vanilla. So this is a sweet gourmand scent that is going to have that coffee, okay, coffee as well. So do expect, you know, reminisce of. This is a gourmand. This is yummy. It feels like a creamed up coffee, but the almond is able to come through. It does communicate. This is not a mute almond that you have here. So if you're looking for something on the gourmand side that's going to highlight that almond, you perhaps need to check out Hadlash Cafe Latte. Now, before we go to the next ones, let me get the elephant out of the room that made me buy the fragrance that I'm about to show you, which is this Hadlash. This is my second bottle, and I didn't open this one because I want to gift it to someone who may want it. This is an inspiration to Amouage Guidance, right? Now, there is a nuttiness that I get in Amouage Guidance, and I am an avid collector of minis. I like to sample. I do not get tired. If I show you my tester collection, you will be shocked. So I got, you know, this right in I think it was in the Harrods boxes or something. This is a real Amouage, the original Amouage Guidance that Hadlash Musk Pour Ember is inspired by, right? Didn't do it for me. And then I purchased the Harvey Nichols one. It also had this. So I had a chance to try this, but this still didn't make it. The one fragrance that I'm going to show you here that I ended up buying is this one, Guidance 46. Guys, if you are like me that felt, this DNA is a bit busy, go for 46. Guys, 46 has got that pay, okay? It's got that pay, it's got the double rose, it's got the spices, and most importantly, it's got the almond. The almond fuses in that frankincense, the pink pepper, making it so beautiful. And it's still a fragrance that a little goes a long way. You do not have to really like go to town with this fragrance, but I thought to give it its flowers, guys, because it does use that almond note in a way that I absolutely love. Don't think we do have an affordable option to 46 for now. If it comes, I'll obviously plug you in. Now, next up, guys, is from the house of Arabiat. They have a series of these Iris fragrances, and I'll tell you outright, Iris L'Absolu is my absolute favorite. This is in the same vein as BDK's Velvet Tonka. If you know that fragrance, you know that that's one of the most smooth fragrances, or one of the smooth fragrances on the market that also uses a note of almond. So this is going to be almond in cinnamon, more spices, woods, tonka, okay? And it's amazing. It's amazing. It's a beautiful scent. This is soft but intense at the same time. One of those that are very difficult to describe because the profile doesn't come across as heady, you know, but at the same time it's got some depth to it. And also the quality of the Arabiats is the other one that's almost similar to this, if not identical to this, is the one that we got from Swiss Arabian, which was Shahaf Oud Tonka or something like that. So that's another alternative if you're looking for that BDK Velvet Tonka smell alike. But guys, if you love the note of almond, you're gonna love this. It's the tonka, yes, but the almond is also asserting itself. And before we move on to the next one, just a quick shout out to our two products, guys. We have a Promeo Extractor Parfum And numero two, for sale right here on YouTube. The combo is going for $199. You can purchase it right here. I'm going to link it on either side of the screen where you can purchase directly. The full price for Proud Mary is $149. Full price for numero two is $89. But if you buy both, it's a better deal. Also remember to leave feedback, guys, as we are now on Fragrantica. Now let's move on. The next one, guys, is going to be a cheapie from the house Mix Bar, and this is whipped almond. All right, I just put a lot of different options for for you to have a selection from. Mix Bars are dirt cheap, guys. These fragrances will not even cost you more than $20. It depends on where you buy them. The only thing I do not like about the Mix Bar fragrances is the longevity. It sucks. This one is not as bad, okay, as some of them that I've smelled, but it's still on the subtle side. But yes, it does bring out that almond, and it manages to make it sweet as though it's like a creamy dessert, with some almond sprinkled on top. So yeah, another one that's amazing. You are going to smell the almond in this. This is not shy in terms of bringing the almond note. That's what you're going to smell the most. But of course with the fruitiness and that fluffy creaminess in there. And the next up is this one. Is also a cheapie. This is a Jean Arthys. This one is Goupil. I think this is Goupil Silk, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, I'm going to correct it. This one is in the same vein as Hypnotic Poison. I do not have Hypnotic Poison itself. I always buy rollerballs. Okay, so this has that same scent as Hypnotic Poison. It's just that this is in a rollerball, and this is a smell-alike to either this or the perfume itself. But this is on the subtle side. Now, if you know Hypnotic Poison, you will know that it does have a gourmand feel about it. It's also very almondy. So what this does is give you some sort of representation of either this, okay, if you're into the rollerballs like myself, or if you're into the actual fragrance itself, which is that Hypnotic Poison. It does make use of the almond note, and the almond is what you're going to enjoy the most in Hypnotic Poison and this one, paired with a coconut as well. So you're going to get like wafts of, there is some sandalwood there that also adds sort of like a creaminess to the whole profile. The only con to this is do not expect this one to last a great while. Even with a lot of sprays, I find that the Jean Arthys fragrances are very subtle there, mostly suited for people that would perhaps like a certain DNA but want a sort of like a softer take to it. So yes, this is indeed in the same vein as Hypnotic Poison, but don't rush for it looking for the performance to match. And next up, guys, is Merwish from the house of Paris Corner. Paris Corner has been on the roll in terms of releasing fragrances. They're also a house that I'm finding very hard to keep up with in terms of the fragrances that they keep on dropping. And this one is called Merwish, but let me let it dry a bit while I throw another recommendation there. Elisa Girl now has got that almond. If you're looking for another almond scent that you probably didn't know was always in front of you all this while, then try Elisa Girl. Girl has been around for years, and that is one scent that utilizes the note of almond to an extent that if you like to, or maybe you want to collect almond scented scents, you could consider that. So yeah, Merwish is pretty much now calm, and it has settled. This has the almond note. I notice that this one is being compared to Baclavia Royale by Navitus, and I do have that fragrance, and I tried them side by side, and I think there is some resemblance there. Okay, so this has got that almondy, even sourish feel, and then it moves into a honeyed feel. Also has the orange blossom. Orange blossom and honey are sometimes used together in fragrances because they do tend to beef up each other. So yeah, the almond in here stays. It is also joined by a pistachio. Some are going to say it's smelling more pistachio like than it is almondy like. Just depends on what your nose perceives, but yes, it is certainly a great almond scented scent that I can recommend, guys, here. Unfortunately, it's not one of those that have a really strong lasting power, but yes, it is almond scented. Next up is from the house of Oud, and this is Almond Harmony. So the naming of this fragrance says it all. If you're looking for almond, a fragrance with almond on steroids, then you're going to get it from this. But as in one or two previous videos that I perhaps have edited and posted. I don't know whether this is going to come first. The House of Oud has got a way where they blend their fragrances in a very sort of like meandering way. So this is going to open up with an almond, okay, and it's going to keep to that almond. Almond stays all through, but then it's joined by some notes there that add a heavyweight powderiness to it, okay, which is essentially that heliotrope, that iris, that's powdery. Okay, now that I'm putting my nose to it now, it's not that that's what I'm smelling the almond. This is very almond forward, so you have to make sure that you do enjoy almond as a note, but the almond takes a direction where it gets very powdery because of the gang up of the musk. The orange blossom in this is also on the powdery side. The heliotrope is powdery. The iris is powdery. It has some petitgrain in there. It has the lemon. It also has the ylang. But it becomes a very powdery forward scent, presenting the almond in its, in sort of like a sour bitterness, but very powdery. It does, in a way, have a fun candy accord, to that powderiness. But yes, it is a powdery scent that can feel dated to some, but I enjoy what it does. Yes, it is indeed one scent that you may want to consider adding to your collection. Next up is a fragrance that we could argue all day whether it has almond or not, because there is a synthetic accord, guys, in Mukhalat, and I believe this synthetic accord is perhaps as a result of how the strawberry mixes with the peri balsam, right? It ends up not even being a strawberry scent. It ends up not even being one that I would say is distinctly almond. Okay, almondy, but I had to add it here to the list of fragrances here as an option for somebody who may be looking for a fragrance that does incorporate the note of almond. I like what it's doing. I like the syntheticness of it. Something in it feels like ink. Something in it feels a bit like tuberose. I don't know, but according to the note pyramid, okay, given by Montal, this is supposed to have almond, but don't rush for this one. If you're looking for an almond that's so vivid, something that you'll get in this, because that'll be a better option, or even this one will be a better option. But yes, this does have almond, and I like it. I like what it's doing. To me, it's not distinctly almond, but I like what it's doing. Now the last one, guys, is going to be from the House of Kilian, and I have just bought a travel size. This is Rolling in Love. Okay, let me show you the one that's red. This I don't think I'm gonna bring full size to my collection. The bottle in itself is red, but let me just show you the travel size. The travel size is not red. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna bring Rolling in Love to my collection, but I like it. I really do like it. This I purchased. This does have almond. Let me spray it here. It has the almond, and it has that muscam bread, and then it has a raspberry. So there's a lot going on in this fragrance. It also has a tuberose, so it becomes an almondy scent with florals. Almond floral. It's going to have also a little bit of a sour accord, which could be coming from the actual almond itself. It does have peony. Peony can also give off a sourish accord, especially if it's blended in a green way, or a freesia, but it is an almondy burst, with that muscam bread entering into the florals, and then it has a sweetness there of a caramel, but the sweetness is not enough to disturb that sour accord to it. To me, it's not special enough to add in full size. I'm quite happy with my 7.5 mLs. I'm quite happy that I did manage to experience this fragrance, but there are some Kilians out there that I would like to get my hands on. I was so sure that I'll probably like Her Majesty, but that's another one that I'm torn. I'm not sure what that fragrance is doing. It's supposed to have peach, okay, and I love peach in fragrances, but it's not quite hitting it. So I will see. Maybe it's going to be one of those fragrances that I have to revisit later to see whether I really like it or not. But I do like the House of Kilian. I do like the way he blends his fragrances, sort of like footprint that he uses in certain lines. Not all of them, of course. There are going to be some different ones, like the very woody ones, the boozy ones, but there are some fragrances there that I would say have characteristics that are pretty similar, where when you smell it, you can almost tell that this is a Kilian. Can't Stop Loving You, Voulez-vous coucher avec moi, Women in Gold, Leos in Dangeries. They kind of, vibe in that Kilian style. And also that is what this one is doing, except for the fact that this is more fruity, and of course with that almondy accord and less lotion. Okay, less lotion, because I get a lot of lotioniness from the Kilian fragrances. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know which almond fragrances you prefer. I'll be back with another notes video. We'll see which one we can do. I'm also trying to see if we can get like very weird notes to make it even more exciting. Remember to turn on post notifications. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one, guys, and remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.